Now, this guy is a grown man, and obviously he is no Christian, and we are going to get him busted again. If you remember last time, he said that he never heard of the Trinity before. Like, he was shocked when he learned about the Trinity. I mean, a guy, he is, I don't know, 35, 40 years old. He was shocked when he learned about the Trinity. He never heard of the Trinity, and he claimed to be an Orthodox. Obviously, he's an Albanian Muslim. But look what happened. If you go to his channel, you will see right away, the first thing in his channel is buy this, buy that. This is the first thing you see in his channel. Then if you go down in the channel too, you will find more information about buy this and buy that. This guy, he even sells bikinis. If we click at his channel, give me a second.
Save 10% with my code.
Yeah, save 10%. Yeah. I will make you save a lot of percent. Just wait. So if you go here down, you will see this guy. He sells Christian t-shirt. He sells all kinds of t-shirt. You know, the guy want to make money anyway. Grass and learned Notrian, 10% off. Bobby. Okay, and then use referral link. Okay, and get etc. Discount. All right. And by the way, he said he have a Skype to call. I tried this email, it does not exist in Skype to call him. I don't know. You know, I could not find him. So if you have the courage, let him speak to me so we can laugh. And then donate here. Okay, no problem. And Discord. Okay, no problem. And then Orthodoxy or Death t-shirt. Orthodoxy and Kingdom of Satan t-shirt. For sale. You know, everything for sale. Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future t-shirt. All you need, meat and Jesus merch. You click there, what you will find. Let me try. T-shirt. Let's see the other one. And then we find that this guy, he have Amazon and he sell bikinis. Where is his stage in Amazon? I mean, this guy, he sell everything. Everything is for sale. Okay. All of those is for sale. I know, I click at the page here. If you see in the, let me show you. If you click here, it says Amazon, Amazon USA, Amazon Canada, Amazon Deutschland. I mean, this guy, he have branches everywhere. And then you click and you will find Amazon page, which is Amazon bikini and other stuff. So I'm not going to go there. You can click and check yourself. But what this guy is trying to do exactly, simply, he's a businessman. He is trying to get a view. I mean, a person who care for the chair of Allah, he care really for halal, bull, kelp, and advertising of YouTube, etc. So let us hear Mr. Bob. Maybe he have something. I mean, he want to sell bikini, so what? I mean, bikini is good. You know, this guy is interested in God and bikini, but they met together.
Bobby10 on raw, organic, grass-fed and grass-finished, freeze-dried organ meats from Grassland Nutrition. Link in the description box.
Okay, so now we go and we see how this guy obviously is a scam.
If you knew my name is Bobby, guys, first and foremost, thank you so much for your feedback and your support after my last religious reaction video. I asked you guys if
religious reaction videos, you have religious action. You see, there's a religious reaction. Religious reaction.
If you want to follow along on my religious search, if you want to explore Islam, the Quran, etc. with me, and you guys said overwhelming.
A question, why we need to explore the Quran with you exactly? I mean, who you are supposedly, you do not know much about Islam, so what you in the video doing what exactly? Let us see.
That you would be interested. So today we're going to react to The Throne of Allah by, yet again, Merciful Servant. I personally know very little about the Throne of Allah. However, within the Christian apologetics scene, the Throne of Allah is used to attack Islam, to be more precise.
Coward, liar, idiot, you have no dignity and you are no Christian. Listen, guys, what he will say. I stop him because this is very important. Listen carefully what he will say.
However, within the Christian apologetics scene, the Throne of Allah is used to attack Islam, to be more precise, to attack Tawhid.
Coward, you potato, you tomato, you shish kebab, you hummus. How we can attack the Tawhid, the oneness of Allah, by the throne? Isn't it God of the Christian have a throne too? So this guy, he is claiming to be Christian, but he never heard that the God of the Christian, he have a throne? And the God of the Jews, he have a throne? I mean, this is the most stupid thing. If Allah is one, he have one throne. What the problem? This is how we attack the oneness of Allah by the throne. Well, show me the Christians who attack Allah because he have one throne. Or the oneness of Allah. Because of a throne. Because he have a throne. I cannot believe how low class you are. How liar, how fabricator you are. You see, he did not say the description, the make fun of it, etc. No, he says they attack the Tawhid. They attack the Tawhid. But if we go right now in the Bible, we will find tons of verses. And the Christian and the Jews, they believe that God is one. There's tons of verses in the Old Testament speaking about God the throne. You go to Psalm chapter 11, verse number 4. You go to Exodus. You go to Kings. You go to Isaiah. You go in the New Testament, not only in the Old Testament. I mean, what a liar, what a coward you are. I cannot believe how trashy you are, trying just to make business, make money out of nothing, and you try to make a topic like he was amazed by the throne of Allah, and why the Christian, they try to attack the Tawheed of Allah by the throne. We do not need to use the throne to attack his Tawheed, because he is one or two or three. Who care? If a person, he is one what anyway? You know, when the Muslim, they say he is one what? We as a Christian, we believe that God, when we say he's one, we are not counting numbers. We're talking about unity. Ikhad. Ikhad is not one, by the way. Ikhad is a one as unity, not as numbers. The Muslim, they say one as number. So one is what? If he is one as number, then there is two and there's three. Because you cannot count him as number one unless there is number two. One what? One God, two God, three God? So when a person like this, he make a claim, and we find that the Bible, all of it, you know, all of it speaking about the throne of God, right away from the beginning of the Bible, from the Old Testament. If we go in the Bible, just to show you, we go to Psalm chapter 11, verse number 4. So how a Christian can attack Islam because God have a throne? You are a scam, my friend. Isn't it, this is our book? And there is endless, and even Jesus himself, he will sit in the throne. So you are an idiot. And you are a fraud. Trying to make money. You look for a topic, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, you see the woman, she is making reaction, she put lipstick. This guy is not a woman, so what he can? He put lipstick, he cannot. So now the reaction, because the Christian, they attack the Tawhid by the throne, we do not need the throne to attack the Tawhid. And Tawhid for us is not important. And by the way, the word Tawhid means unification. Just Tawhid does not mean the oneness of God. Tawhid is an Arabic word, mean unification. As an example, Tawhid al-Duwal al-Arabiyya, unification or uniting the Arabian states. Like actually, the United States of America, if we want to make it in Arabic, if America is not yet a united state, I mean united already, so we will use the present tense, we will say Tawheed. So because now we are working in doing the unification, the united USA. So even the word Tawheed is not even exist to be proven the oneness of God, is the opposite. In fact, the first time Muhammad, he learned about monotheism, it was from a Jew. If we go to the hadith, we will find the following. Muhammad do not know what Tawheed mean, and obviously if he knew, no Muslim will use it, because Tawheed mean Allah is not one as a person, it means one as a unity. Here we see in front of us a Jewish guy, and as you see, it's a Jew. It's not a Hindu, it's not even a Christian. It is a Jew. He came to the false prophet Muhammad. Do you see how we attack what you call Tawheed? We do not need to attack Tawheed. Tawheed proved that Christianity is right, because Tawheed means unification, not oneness of God, as one number. Here you see a rabbi, he came to Muhammad, and he said to him, you are setting up rivals to Allah, to God. He didn't say, you know, the Muslim, they claim Allah, but the Jews don't believe in Allah anyway. And associating other with him. You say, whenever Allah wills, and you will. And you say, by the Kaaba. The Muslims, they swear by the Kaaba. They are pagan. They swear by the Kaaba. By stones. So the Prophet command them, if they want to swear an oath, to say, by the Lord of the Kaaba, and to say whatever Allah wills, and then what you will. So you see here, a Jewish guy is getting Muhammad busted, and Muhammad is following a Jew direction. Do you see it, people? So we do not need, you know, to attack Tawheed, because it's not exist in Islam. Tawheed does not exist. How a Jew walking by, he get Muhammad busted, and Muhammad is following the command and the direction of the Jew teaching. You see, Muhammad did not say to him, no, you are wrong. We did not get it wrong. He's a prophet of God. So how come Allah did not send him a message says, you are doing wrong, man? And when Muhammad, he agreed with the Jew to correct himself and to correct the Muslims, was that Jew Allah? Because as I know, a prophet of God should not listen to the Jews. Why Muhammad consider what the Jew is saying is the correct way to practice Tawheed? As you see, they are associating. Do you see? Guys, read carefully. What the Jews, he said to Muhammad, you are a mushrik. You are not a person who believes in the oneness of God. The Jew is not talking about how you pray, how you do rituals. No, no, no. He's saying you are a mushrik. The Arabic actually, it says that clearly. It says, innakum tushrikuna. You are polytheist. The word in front of you, anyone can copy this hadith here in Arabic, and you can copy this sentence or the whole thing and post it in Prophet Google, peace be upon him. Translation. وَإِنَّكُمْ تُشْرِكُونَ تَقُولُونَ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ وَشِئْتُ وَتَقُولُونَ وَالْكَعْبَةِ. When you swear by the Kaaba. And then you will see how the prophet, which is obviously a false prophet, because a false prophet should not receive his command about how to worship the oneness of God from a Jew walking by. What if the Jew is wrong? Obviously he's not. And how come Muhammad did not notice that this is wrong? And if you say to me that it's not wrong, so why Muhammad agreed to change it? Obviously it's wrong. So the Jew, he was right, and Muhammad is a fraud, is a scam like you, sitting in bikini, you know, he's trying to establish a gang. You know, in your case, you want to sell the product and you want to make some money from the food by making reaction videos like a kid. You have no dignity, you have no honor. You are a man. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Reaction video to make money? I'm glad you didn't make a video about reaction for watching porn. That would be horrible. So we as a Christian, we do not need the throne of Allah to attack his oneness, because oneness of God mean nothing to us, really. I mean, if God is 10, he's 10. If God is 5, he's 5. If God is he's a million, he's a million. So what? Are you going to tell God what he will be? As you see, Muhammad is in the limbo and he do not know what to do. And a Jewish walking by and he correct him about how to worship and who is he worshiping. Muhammad being a mushrik, and his God did not send him, the pizza guy, Jibreel, to correct him. Who is the one who corrected him? It was a Jew. So if not this Jew, Muhammad until now and his followers, they will be saying what they are saying. In fact, reading this hadith is telling us, and this is by the way sahih, so they might say to you, da'if, you know, da'if, the whole religion of da'if. By the way, if you are da'if, take vitamin from bobbies. Bobbies, he sell everything, bikinis, monkeys, donkeys, you know, everything you want, even for a grass. You want to feed your grass, he can feed your grass too. So, if you look carefully, the Muslim Tawhid is a follower of a Jew, not of Muhammad. Because the one who said that, it was a Jew. Do we agree? The Muslim, they were not practicing the correct belief. A Jewish guy, he fixed the belief in Muhammad, therefore the belief of the Muslims. So the Muslims are Zionist. They are followers of a Jew. We do not even know who is the Jew. Maybe Jack Shalom. Maybe Netanyahu. Maybe Ariel Sharon. Maybe Golda Meir, but she was a woman. Maybe she came as a man. Isn't it a shame that those are the one is cursed, as the Quran says in chapter 1, and we find that the cursed one is the correcting the worship of the Muslims? And then, you know, the Christian, they attack the oneness of Allah by the throne, but he didn't tell us how, you know. And then he continues his drama. Let me turn this the ketchup, which mean is the subtitle. So now he is listening to this guy who is a crazy guy, you know, Muslims even make fun of him, about the throne of Allah.
All the praise is for Allah, who is the author of all existence and the most generous to his creation, while he is also the all-compelling.
As I already said in my Quran video, what I absolutely love is that God is addressed first and foremost. All the praise is given to God first, and then we can talk.
He is
And then we can talk, brother. And then we can talk, as if other believe. Even the Hindu, they believe, they praise their God first. Even the Christian, the Jews. What's wrong with people? And then we talk, okay? First we praise God, and then we talk. Okay, we talk about what? Let us move a little bit, just to see his comments.
Thing that can share this absoluteness.
all the praise is for Allah.
What? Absoluteness of what?
That is absolute. Obviously, there is nothing that can share this absoluteness.
All the comparison with him.
Even metaphysically speaking, if we're talking about a necessary being that is absolute, obviously there is nothing that can share this absoluteness.
Nothing can share this absoluteness. Do you know that Allah, he compared himself to a tree, you idiot? And this is the Quran. Nothing can absolute comparison. You know, we cannot compare Allah to anything. And by the way, this is from the Old Testament. It says nothing like God. Nothing like God. If we go in the Quran, you will see the Quran says that Allah is the same as a tree, and the same as a niche, and the same as a lamp. And this lamp is powered by oil, olive oil. Read it. Nothing can compare to Allah. Allah himself comparing himself to a tree. Chapter 24, verse number 35. It's in front of you. Allah is the light of the heaven and the earth. The parable of his light, as if it were a niche within a lamp, and the lamp in a glass, and the glass in a were a brilliant star. And then he continued to the olive and olive oil, etc. But you know, we have even more powerful than this. What about Allah is compared to the Antichrist? Nothing can compare to Allah. The Sheikh, he says so. Okay. Well, what we see in the Muslim books is different. This is Muhammad himself, and this is Sahih. It says that the Antichrist have one eye is defect. The rest of him look exact like Allah. Nothing compared to Allah. Allah have hands. When we say hands, is hands. Why Allah using the word hands if he don't want to compare himself to hands? Allah have a shin, Allah have a foot, Allah have fingers, Allah have eyes. But look at the disaster here, and this is Sahih, as you see. You cannot say this is not, you know. And by the way, I'm not making the video to respond to him. I just expose his, you know, this guy is doing business. Obviously, he just does fraud. The Prophet said, I have told you so much about the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and I am afraid that you are not to understand. Look like the more Muhammad explained, the more Muslims get confused. Have you ever heard somebody saying, I explained to you too much to the point I'm worried you don't understand? Brother and sister, Zakir, how in the world you got in the line with us? Christian Prince, I'm going to explain the hadith, and please give me time. Name on you. Okay, Zakir, go ahead. I'm listening. Prophet of Allah, he explained to us a lot about the Dajjal. Who? The Dajjal. You mean the Dajjal. Exactly. Okay. Christian Prince, please don't interrupt me. When you interrupt me, you get the idea out of my head. Okay, sorry, go ahead. So Allah, Prophet, he explained to us about the Dajjal. And he was worried that because he explained so much, we cannot understand. Hold a second. How you explain too much and now you cannot understand? Christian Prince, first of all, the Prophet explanation is different kind of repetition. Look, what the heck? What you just said? Just repeat again. It's kind of different level. Different level. Okay, but what kind of level? All the explanation, he's still worried that he explained nothing yet. So what's the point of the previous explanation if he is worried that because he spoke too much about it, you don't understand? Isn't he the smart one who speak less and make a point? Christian Prince, first of all, we are Muslims. We are not like you. Hey, I understand. You got a point there. Exactly. So the Prophet of Allah, he have to explain very much. And the more he explain, the more he confuse us. That's a good one. Exactly. So the Prophet, he explained very much. He gave us the class number 1, class number 2, class number 3, class number 4, class number, and even I graduated from the high school. Still, he is explained to us. Okay, after all the explanation, what happened? It's still we don't understand. So now, how we guarantee that this one is going to explain to you all the previous explanation? Christian Prince, read really carefully. It says that the Prophet of Allah, he said, the Antichrist is short. Are you short, Christian Prince? Very short, yeah. Exactly. I know it. I am very tall and you are very short. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. He make Allah. Thank you, Allah, for making Christian Prince very short. Christian Prince, I knew it. And you know that, you know, I'm not going to put you down because you are short and because I'm tall. Zakir Naik, I was just joking. Christian Prince, I get you busted. I get you corded. You are short And you know it. Okay, no problem. Whatever you say. The Antichrist is short and breath. The Antichrist is short and he is untold and well-haired and one-eyed and eyesightless. Okay, what does have to do with Allah? And neither bird-breathing or deep-seated. What the heck? We are talking about his ass now? Exactly. Okay. If you are confused about him, know that your Lord is not one-eyed. What does that mean? Breath. Prophet of Allah is saying to us that Antichrist, he look exactly like Allah. So Allah is not deep-seated? Exactly. And Allah is not, Allah is short? Zakir? Zakir, is Allah short? Zakir, where you go? Zakir. It turned to be that Allah is short because he looked exactly like the Antichrist. The only difference between them is one eye. And remember, the Antichrist is a man. And now Zakir Naik, he took a hike because it turned to be that Allah is short, and the short Allah is equal to a short man, and this man is a person trying to clone Jesus. You see, actually in Arabic, it doesn't say the word Antichrist. And by the way, Muslims, how in the world you believe in Antichrist? The second you say believe Antichrist, that means Christ is God, because this is the devil. You know, Satan is anti-who? Anti-man? Who is the man? He's no one for him. He's anti-God. So the second you accept that the Satan, the most powerful creature, is Antichrist, that means Christ is right. Did you notice that Antichrist is not anti-Muhammad? People, did you not notice? Did you notice? There is Antichrist, but there is no anti-Muhammad. Why? Because Muhammad is nobody. He is just a child molester. And why Satan will be against Muhammad if Muhammad is serving Satan? Satan is against the one who is trying to compete with him, or let's say he is trying himself to compete with him. That is God. He disobey God because he want to be God. So here we see that Muhammad himself is comparing his God Allah. And we just heard in the video that nobody compared to him. Nobody like him. Absolutely nobody like him. And then the video continue about Allah, he created everything and blah, 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 blah. And you know, if we see the description of Allah, you will see something very funny. Allah is a physical person. This is not a metaphorical throne. Who carried the throne of Allah? Eight goats, mountain goats. And look at the Prophet Muhammad and his scientific discovery. You know, Muhammad, he say things does not exist in Arabic, and you know, he fabricate things. So suddenly Muhammad, he says al-mazan, the mazan. They said to him, Prophet, what is the mazan? What the heck is that? Then he said al-anan. He said al-anan? What is that? So read really carefully. The Messenger of Allah looked, he saw a cloud. Look, I was sitting with the company of Muhammad, and when a cloud passed by above, the Messenger of Allah, he says, he looked at it and he said, what do you call this? That's deep. That is so deep. Hold on. I need to have some meditation. Hey people, what do you call this? Huh? What do you call this? The Prophet of Allah, he looked at the cloud He saw a cloud passing by. The cloud has a name. I mean, how you want to know that this somebody is a prophet and the other is not? Muhammad, he discovered a name for the cloud. Okay, Muhammad, what is that? Can you help us, please? So he looked at the cloud and he said, what do you call this? The Arab, they said to him, Sahab, which means cloud. He says, and what Mazan? Mazan? And said, and they said, and Mazan. He said, and Anan? They said, and Anan, no problem. And then Abu Dawood says, I'm not quite confident about the word Anan. He asked, do you know the distance between the heaven and the earth? If. Muhammad, he compared the distance to God by the distance of the cloud. And he's asking them, what do you call this cloud? Anan? Mazan? Potato? Tomato? Look now, Muhammad is going to give us like his knowledge, which nobody knows. They replied, we do not know. Look at the Muslims, how decent they are. Look like they say that to me from the old days. Like the guy he called me yesterday, I do not know, maybe. They say that, I don't care. We don't know. The easiest way to run away from a question, embarrassing question, Allah knows best. So we do not know. He said, the distance between them, 71, 72, 73 years. Look, Muhammad is not sure. We have to be honest here. We have to give him a point. We have to give him some credit. Look, Muhammad is like 71, 72. Obviously, he got information from God because God himself too is not sure. You see, Muslims, if Muhammad is receiving this information from God, God told him 71, maybe 72, 73. Like, what the heck is that? He received that from God, and then he continued. The heaven which above, it is similar distance. Okay. Going the counted 7 heaven. Stop. Stop, please. It is time for a stop these. Man, Prophet Muhammad is so handsome like me. He got an offer to work in a striptease club for blind women. Look at this, guys. So Muhammad, he said 71, 72, 73. I will say 73, x7, so we can see where Allah is located. As simple as that. 511 years. In speed of what? Let us say speed of light. You know, let us say, you know, Muhammad, maybe he's using the speed of camel, but we will use the speed of light. The Muslim, they say to you, well, the angels are made from light, so when they move in the speed of light. Okay, but Muhammad is not angel. He's talking about what? Can he move in the speed of light? But we will let it go. Let us say you are going the speed of light. Do you remember the post I made in Patreon a few days ago about they receive signals from a 3 billion years of light distance? 3 billions, brother. Let me see if I can find it. Signal from a 3 billion, just a few days ago, you know. So if the signal is coming from a 3 billion light years, Let me see. I'm not sure where to find it. I don't want to go to Patreon now. But you can find it. I mean, this is a joke. What is the number? What? 511 years. That's it. Allah is so close. And then, you know, this guy in his video, he's speaking about the throne of Allah. He's not even speaking, just making silly comment. Do you know that Allah, when he did create the earth and the heaven as he claimed, he went up to his throne? Let's go to the Quran. One of the funny things about Muhammadan, they say that Allah cannot be inside his creation. But, you know, lately we got them busted. And we heard like this kid, Mimi Hijab, the Mut'a boy, the Tets boy. He agreed that Allah entered his creation. And we got them busted one by one. So you will see as an example all over the Quran, chapter 2, verse number 29, and other verses like chapter 10, verse number 3, chapter 7, verse number 54, etc. It says, "It is he who created for you that on earth, then between two brackets, istawa, rose over toward the heaven, and he made them seven heaven." So according to Islam, the earth is created first before creating the heaven. And this is very silly, stupid, because how you can create the earth before you make a space for it? If the space does not exist, when we say the heaven, we are talking about space. Actually, in Arabic, it doesn't even say heaven. It says sama, sky. See, when the Muslim translate, they say to you heaven. Nowhere it says heavens. It says skies. And he made them seven skies. This is why it's very important to know Arabic, because reading what the Muslims say, it's very deceiving. There's a huge difference between skies and heavens. You know, because heaven, it can be something out of this. It's not even created, maybe. Like, let's say this God, he will create for them a heaven, does not exist yet. When the time comes, he will make it ready for them. But this is the sky. This is exactly the sky. So if we change, let us see this guy, Arbery. Just to see how the Muslim, they change the translation. This guy is using the word heaven. But anyway, you do not need me to switch for your translation. You can copy the word, and you will see that the word is a sky. You just copy the word. See, they're saying heaven. But if you go here, take the word as-sama. You can say the same verse. You see it on the screen. You can freeze it. You can screenshot. Copy exactly the word as it is, and take it to Google, and you will see sama mean skies. So Allah, he created the earth, and then he turned to the heaven, and he made the heaven seven heaven. What about the throne of Allah? Let us see. على العرش استوى. Okay. Chapter 13, verse number 2. Allah who raised the heaven without pillars, you can see. And by the way, if you read the interpretation for this, you will see that Allah is saying that the heaven have pillars. And the heaven was down in the earth, and Allah, he raised it up. So there is pillars, and where we can find the pillars, you can go to the chapter of Qaf. You remember chapter Qaf? And you will see that Qaf is a mountain azzuring the earth from all direction. You see, we don't like to say things without proofs. If we go to Qaf, and you can read the highest Muslim interpretation, Ibn Abbas. It says here, For the narration on the authority of Ibn Abbas, he said, interpretation of Allah saying Qaf, he said Qaf is an azure mountain overlooking the world, and the color of the sky takes from it. So now we knew how Islam understands the creation of the earth. The earth is a flat, and we showed you that many times. You can read in my books. And there is a mountain around the earth, like a fence. In the top of that mountain, which is a blue, this is why we cannot see, there is the sky. And why the sky is a blue? Because the mountain is a blue. And this is again not Christian Prince interpretation, because they will say to you is lying. It doesn't say that, CP. This is your official government website, the Kingdom of Jordan. This website is owned by the fraud king of Jordan, and no wonder he's a fraud, because he is descendant from Muhammad. And no wonder he is the puppy of the CIA, because he is a person who betrays his people like Muhammad. He betrays his son, betrays his wives, betrays everybody. So if we go and check about the throne of Allah, we will find that the throne of Allah is very funny and very weird. Here it says, then he set himself upon the throne. There's tons of video by Muslims made how the God of the Bible says in the 7th day in the Sabbath, God he rested. How God he rest? He got tired? Do God get tired? Rest there is the same as the word Sabbath. It's about he is done, finished. Who said he's tired? And this is a translation. Here we find that Allah, after he created the earth and the heaven, is doing the same exactly as the Bible is saying. He went and he said, in the Bible says he rested. Here it says he sat in the throne. Well, why he sat? Is he tired? In the same time here, where was Allah? Any Muslim can tell me where is Allah and where he was before he sat on the throne? In Arabic it says, ثم استوى على العرش. So after he finished creation, he sat on the throne. So during the creation, Allah was not on the throne. Do I agree? Muslims, anyone can give me, can get me busted? Was Allah during the creation on the throne? The answer is no. Why? If Allah created everything by saying be, why he need to move his ass from the throne? What is that? What exactly the problem? Can't he create the earth by saying be? Why he went? He went where? Allah was moving where? You see, those are very embarrassing questions for this religion, because those are the ones who refuse to accept that God go inside his creation. Their God is so big, but then we find that he is sitting in the chair physically. So he have to be smaller than the chair. Because when you sit in a chair, it doesn't make sense that the chair is smaller than you. Imagine I want you to use your imagination now. Imagine there is a small chair. Just to show you how you think carefully, and you will see that Islam doesn't make sense. And by the way, this is physical chair, because we showed you that 8 angels, the 8 goats will carry it. Not metaphorically statement, it is for real. So imagine this is a chair. I'm very good in, by the way, in art. One of my students, let me remember his name, Bakasso, something like this. Bacassa, I forgot really. I mean, a lot of students, what you can say. So, hard to remember them all. So imagine, let me erase the back seat of the chair. No need for them. So imagine if Allah is Akbar, which means he is so big, and now Allah is going to sit where? On the chair. All right. In order for Allah to sit in the chair, he have to be smaller than the chair. Otherwise, imagine if this is the butt of Allah. I mean, they are not equal, but, you know, because there's a three-dimension, like, I know, very good in art, you know. So imagine this is the butt of Allah, and the chair is so small. I'm just making it small, you know, just to fit in the screen. I can make it like Allah is so big. The Quran says, وَسْعُ كُرْسِيهِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. The size of his chair is the size of the earth and the heaven, but still this is smaller than him then. I mean, that's mean he's smaller than the chair, because in order to sit on the chair, you have to be smaller than the chair. Secondly, did I say secondly? I hate it when I say secondly, because I like to jump to number 3. We are people of the Trinity, you know that. It hurt the Muslims. Okay, let me jump to number 3. Forget about 2, because that will hurt more. Number 3, which is include number 2, which is include number 1. As long the chair of Allah is the same size of the earth and the heaven, that means the earth and the heaven have the same size to each other. Let us go to the Quran. The yellow pages of Muhammad. And the funny that Muhammad is using, you see the Quran claim it's an Arabic word, but the word kursi is not an Arabic word. I mean, why Allah he called his chair by a language have nothing to do with the Arab? Because this is the first one who made those chairs, you know, he is not an Arab, so they call it kursi. So look at this verse. Allah la ilaha illa huwa. Allah is saying there's no one but he. So who is he? Who is you? And between two brackets, no one has the right to worship beside him. Where it says that, or what the verse saying, Allah, there's no God but him. Why don't translate that? And then the ever living, we will discuss that later. The one who sustained blah 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 blah, he can do a lot of stuff. He own eBay, he own Amazon, he can, you know, he own Walmart. I mean, everything belongs to him. To him belong whatever in the heaven and whatever in the earth. I forgot to flesh my toilet seat, which belong to Allah. Who is that can intercede with him except with his permission? If we check, we will find a different verse in the Quran saying nobody can intercede with Allah. And this verse there says there is somebody with permission. Stupid Muhammad. Then he says, just to go to the cheese, his kursi mean a chair, extend over the heaven and the earth. Lie. It doesn't say extend. It says wis'u kursi. The width of his chair is the earth and the heaven. Change the translator. Itani Allah. Let us read. His throne extend. False. Wisa does not mean extend. Let us see the different one. Kattab. Kattab the Kaddab. His seat encompasses the heaven and the earth. What the heck is that? But anyway, I made the point. The word wisa, I mean the exact size of both of them. But let us say, for the sake of argument, say that the chair of Allah is bigger than the heaven and the earth. But it's still a chair at the end of the time. And the chair is created. And Allah is inside the chair. You see? I hate to use my skills again. I guess you are taking advantage of me, don't you? I'm trying to learn how to draw, and like many of you is going to end like an architect, a very famous architect, because of me. So if this is a chair, and those are the hands, and Allah is sitting here on the chair. Will he have to be? He's contained in the chair? If this is God, aka Allah, sitting here, and remember, Allah have a head, Allah have a body, Allah have a shin, and the shin is coming down. Okay. No matter how big Allah is, still he is inside the chair, and you will see that the chair have to be inside the space, so Allah is inside the space. Now let us go to the hadith to make things more clear. Please don't forget not to invite your friends, because if you invite your friends, they will get smarter than you, and they will become educated, so don't do that, okay? And now don't let your wife to join us, because then your wife, she will learn where you get your information from, and she will notice that you are not that smart. You are learning from somebody else. So don't invite your wife, neither your cousin, neither your sister, neither your daughter. So later the Muslim can fool them and convert them to Islam. So here we go. We will find the following. Allah will come every third part of the night. Let me find you the hadith here. In case you do not know what hadith mean a speech either by Muhammad or by his gang. Abu Kabsha. By the way, do you know that Muhammad is called Abu Kabsha? Ibn Abi Kabsha? Let us see here. Read with me carefully, and I challenge the Muslim to tell me how Allah is unique. How Allah is unique. How Allah is no one like him. And by the way, this is a hadith confirmed by all those YouTubers in YouTube, the kids like Mimi Hijab, even the ketchup boy, which is do not know how to read the verse in the Quran or in Arabic. It says here Abu Huraira. Huraira mean like it's a name for the cat, so he used to have a lot of cats in his lap. Don't ask me why. Fishy. Those people, they have sex with everything, even watermelon. Our Lord the Blessed, the Exalted, descend every night to the lowest heaven when 1/3 the later part of the night is left. And as you see, this is Sahih Muslim. This is Sahih Bukhari. So they cannot say this is rejected, not accepted, or the garbage we hear. This is Sahih. Period. All Muslims agree that this is Sahih. So Allah, he come in the third part of the night. He come where? He come to the lowest heaven. The heaven is 7 heaven according to Muhammad. 7 skies, by the way. Not really heaven. You see, again, just to remind you, nowhere here it says the word heaven. It says sama. Sama is not heaven. Sama is a sky. Word means sky. Heaven is Jannah. In Islam, the word heaven is Jannah. And Jannah is coming from the word Janeen. You know, like an embryo you cannot see. This is why the word even genie is the same. Genie is something you cannot see. So this is a Jannah. It's a garden somewhere we cannot see. So here we see that the Messenger of Allah is saying, our Lord who is blessed and exalted, descend every night to the lowest heaven. Do you see the word descend? Do you see it? If Allah is nothing like him, nothing but blah blah blah, and blah 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 blah, and his chair is the size of the heaven and the earth, and then he go through sky number 7, sky number 6, sky number 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Did I say 3, 2, 1? This is Arabian count. I learned that from the Prophet Muhammad. Just take a note. So Allah, he come every day, every night. I feel sorry for him. I mean, he had to commute. I hope he can report that to the tax department. A lot of commute. And why Allah, he come every third part of the, and look, he have to come in a certain time, brother. MashaAllah, SmashAllah. So this God, he come down every third part of the night. Hey, Bobby, you want to make reaction for this? I want to see your reaction. But keep your clothes on, please. Let me show you my reaction. As long people, they like reaction videos. I have to do a reaction too. I wish I can get a camera and turn the camera for you, scare the hell of you. But I'm afraid if I turn it on, all of you will leave. And nobody will be here. Same when I go in the elevator. I go in, everybody leave. I leave, everybody get in. Don't ask me why. So look, brother. Where is show the across the landscape space? I think this one, sky, the sky. So let us go to the earth. Hold on, not the sky. Earth. All right. I just turned for you Google Earth, by the way. Is it created by the Arab? We are the first one who created everything, and Allah is an Arab. He created the whole universe anyway, and everything belonged to Allah. Okay? Yeah, hey, ladies, your makeup belonged to Allah. That's why the Prophet, peace upon him, he used to put makeup 3 times a day. You want to be pretty. So look what happened. Allah, he come down every day, and here the word come down, this is literally, we are talking about a movement of physical movement. I mean, down is very funny because what is down now is up later. What do you mean down? So Muhammad was living in Saudi Arabia. It's not a secret. Did I tell you a secret, by the way? I hope not. I mean, I see somebody, he have reaction for this now. I mean, this is a model style these days. Everybody have reaction. Look at their mouth. Like they never heard before that the Prophet was in Saudi Arabia. What's wrong with you? Look at their reaction. Who would make reaction for this? So listen what happened. Allah come down every third part of the night. It's almost my timing to go to the bathroom. So where is Allah now? He is in the 7th heaven, here. And there is heaven number 6. And there is heaven number 5. And there is heaven number 4. And heaven number 3. And heaven number 2. And heaven number 1. So the poor Allah, he have to pass every day a trip. And this trip is a unique trip. He have to go from here all the way to here. And then, not to forget, he have to go back again up. Correct? And he will do that every 24 hours because it says every third part of the night. And here actually you say, hey Bobby, don't forget to make reaction for this. Here you see how Muhammad is a fraud because now he's assuming that there's only one time zone in the earth. And Allah, he come down every third part of the night. Because Allah, he come down every third part of the night, that's mean Allah never left. How he can keep coming up? Do we have only like 1/3 part of the night? Right now, many of you is almost midnight. Maybe you passed the midnight. You did pass the midnight if you live in what they call, like somewhere like Japan or something, maybe, or maybe Korea. I think in Korea they passed the middle of night. Did they? Yeah, because Korean, they have different. They live in different territory. That's why they eat kimchi. Because for them, when they eat kimchi, they sleep like in this time. So for them, they think it's like noon time, the night time, but the fact it's noon time. So kimchi is a solution. So Allah, he go down every time in the third part of the night in the kimchi time. He go down, he go down, he go down, he go down, and now he say, who is praying for me? Allah, he have a bad reception. I told you, never use AT&T or T-Mobile. What's wrong with you? God. What I'm typing in Arabic, man? What is that? I switch to English. So I have a genie in my computer. A-T and T. Which T is first, by the way? I'm confused. Sometimes I write, like I spend like an hour to think about it. AT&T, which T is first, which T is first. Anyway, just let it go for now. We will think about that later. We are deep thinkers, philosophers. So AT&T have no connection. T-Mobile have no connection. Verizon have no connection. Why Allah is coming down every third part of the night? I thought Allah is capable of everything. Cannot he extend his reception? I challenge any Muslim to leave a comment later. Not now. Don't leave comment now. Come on. We want your comment later. And don't listen to the Christians. The Christian, they make comments, says, I'm first. I'm second. The smart one, he says, I'm third. We want a real comment. Those are Christian kids. Don't do what the Christian kids do. Do what smart Christian people do. Give me an answer. Why Allah have to come down every third part of the night, and how Allah, he believe there's only 1/3 part of the night? Guys, based on science, I'm not a scientist, as you know. I have only just 3 PhD in hummus, 1 PhD in shish kebab, and the PhD I'm working for now is the sound of fart. Do you know that there is a Muslim guy, he got a PhD from Islamic University in Saudi Arabia in the sound of the stomach, exactly fart? Yes, brother, this is Islamic studies, because fart have a huge impact in Islam. So let us focus here. If Allah is amazing, Allah nothing like him, telling Muhammad that he come every third part of the night to hear the prayer. And you see, Muhammad, because the Muslim, they might try to say to you, this is metaphorically, it says he descend. You do not need to say the word descend. He can say, Allah, he listened to your prayer at this time. And by the way, this time is not even the time of your prayer. So you pray 5 times a day, Allah don't receive it? Because none of them is the third time of the night. So why he's coming in the wrong time? And why at night? So when Allah he descend, he is moving from point A to point B, and he is going inside his creation. So not only he is now sitting in the throne, no, he came down from the throne, and I show you actually from the Quran where it says, after Allah he created the earth and the heaven, he set himself on the throne. So where was Allah when he was creating the earth? Obviously he was in the earth. And then he rose to heaven. Do we have any Muslim have an objection? Anyone? I don't see any Muslim. Look like this is very, no Muslim want to do like reaction. I like to see a reaction of Muslims. What do you think? Anyone? Let me see if I can find this hadith. There's a nice hadith actually. I will try to find it. But I don't know if I can find it in English. We will see. If not, we will use Google translation. This is the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, and the Muslim, they cannot deny that this is their boss. You will see all those potatoes in YouTube, they are copying this guy, calling him the Sheikh al-Islam, whatever, potato. It says here, إن عرشه أو كرسيه وسع السماوات والأرض وإنه يجلس عليه فما يفضل منه قدر 4 أصابع. What the heck does that mean? Brothers and sisters, when Allah is set on the chair, all the chair will be full, almost, except the size of 4 fingers. Which Allah, He don't sit on it, which means the chair is just 4 fingers wider than Allah. Let us use Google translation. And by the way, this is the reference here. This is the, let us use Google translation anyway. مجموع الفتاوى Ibn Taymiyyah. All right. This is Ibn Taymiyyah, not anyone, not a guy from YouTube. 4395. Let me zoom there. Do you see it? 4395. And this is Google translation. And it says, his throne or the throne extend beyond the heaven and the earth, and he sat on it. Allah, he sat on it. And then what is left, the translation is not good, is the size of 4 fingers. So the extra space around the ass of Allah in his chair is 4 fingers.